Middle-earth, Hogwarts, the desert planet of Arrakis, the underwater city of Rapture, the neon-drenched streets of Night City. What do all of these unforgettable places have in common? They feel real. They are more than just backdrops for a story. They are living, breathing worlds with their own histories, cultures, and rules, places we feel we could almost visit. But this kind of immersion doesn't happen by accident. It is the result of a deliberate, intricate, and often monumental act of creation. It is called world building. It is the architecture of imagination, the art and science of crafting a universe from the ground up. So what are the secret blueprints that these master world builders use? What are the fundamental pillars that hold up these incredible imagined worlds? In this explorer's guide, we will decode the secrets of world building.
Every great world begins with a single line on a page. The first pillar of world building is its foundation, geography and history. Before you can have a people, you must first have a place. The undisputed master of this was J.R.R. Tolkien. He famously said that he began his stories by drawing a map. For Tolkien, the map was the story. Think of Middle-earth. The misty mountains are not just a random obstacle. They are a colossal barrier that isolates the lands of Eredor, forcing travelers into dangerous passes or underground kingdoms like Moria. The idyllic, fertile lands of the Shire naturally produce a peaceful, agrarian people like the Hobbits, sheltered from the world's conflicts. And the dark land of Mordor, surrounded on three sides by impassable, ash-spewing mountains, is the perfect natural fortress for a Dark Lord. In great world building, the geography dictates the history. It determines trade routes, borders between kingdoms, the location of fortresses, and the very character of the people who live there. It is the silent, unwritten character that shapes every aspect of the story. The map is not just a guide for the reader, it is the blueprint for the entire world.
Once a world has a shape, it needs a soul. The second pillar of world building is culture and society. This is where a map becomes a home. It's the set of rules, beliefs, and traditions that govern the people who live there. A masterclass in this is Frank Herbert's Dune. The desert planet of Arrakis is a harsh landscape, but what makes it truly alive is its complex web of competing factions, each with its own intricate culture. You have the formal, feudal politics of the great houses of the Landsraad, like House Atreides and House Harkonnen, each with their own traditions and bitter rivalries. You have the mystical and secretive sisterhood of the Bene Gesserit, a religious and political force that manipulates bloodlines across millennia. And you have the native Fremen, whose entire culture, from their belief in a messiah to their strict water discipline, is a direct result of their brutal desert environment. In Dune, the conflict isn't just good versus evil, it's a clash of entire cultures. Great world building creates this sense of social depth. It thinks about government, religion, social classes, language, and even food. It's what makes a world feel not just ancient, but lived in.
This intricate weaving of social and political systems is what gives fictional worlds their depth and realism. If you enjoy these deep dives into the architecture of imagination, would you kindly consider subscribing to the Future Past? Now, let's look at the element that often defines a genre, its rules. Every fictional world has a unique element that separates it from our own. The third pillar of world building is defining the rules of that element, be it technology or magic. This is the what-ifs that drive the story. Good world building doesn't just throw in laser swords and fireballs. It creates a system with clear rules and limitations. Think of the universe of Star Wars. The existence of hyperspace travel is what makes a galactic republic possible. The Force isn't just a superpower. It has a light side and a dark side, philosophies and a religion built around it. The technology isn't just cool. It shapes the entire galaxy's politics and warfare. The same is true for magic. In the world of Harry Potter, magic isn't a limitless force. There are specific spells that must be learned. There are rules like the unforgivable curses. There's a ministry of magic to regulate it and an entire hidden society built around its practice. The magic has laws, and breaking those laws has consequences. Whether it's the speed of your starship or the incantation for a spell, these rules are the physics of your fictional world. They create stakes, limitations, and problems for the characters to solve. Without rules, there is no conflict. And without conflict, there is no story.
A world can have a perfect map, a deep culture, and logical rules, but still feel lifeless. The fourth and final pillar of world building is the one that breathes life into it: aesthetics. This is the look, the sound, and the feel of a world. It's the difference between reading a history book and actually being there. Think of the future noir of Blade Runner. The world is defined by the constant pouring rain, the overwhelming neon signs, and the melancholic synthesizer score. You don't just understand Los Angeles of 2019, you feel its loneliness and its decay. Or consider the underwater city of Rapture from BioShock. Its stunning Art Deco architecture and the echoing jazz music from the 1940s tell you everything you need to know about its creator's ideals before a single line of dialogue is spoken. The aesthetic is the story. Great world building uses aesthetics, from the design of a costume to the sound of a spaceship's engine, to communicate information and emotion. It's the sensory layer that makes a world immersive and, most importantly, memorable. It's what makes us want to visit, even if the world itself is a nightmare. The map, the people, the rules, the feeling. These are the four pillars of world building. But when they are all working together in perfect harmony, they create something more. They create immersion. That is the ultimate goal. Immersion is the magic trick that makes us forget we are reading a book or playing a game. It's the moment when a fictional place becomes real in our minds, a world with a history so deep it feels like it existed long before we arrived and will continue long after we've left. Great world building doesn't just tell you a story, it invites you to live in one. Here at The Future Past, we are passionate explorers of these imagined worlds. We believe that by studying the blueprints of these fictional universes, we can better understand the architecture of our own imagination. If you enjoyed this guide to the art of world building, subscribe to our channel and join us as we continue to unearth the incredible futures that never were.